Hello, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I post ballet and fitness related videos every single Tuesday, Thursday, and now Sunday. And if you're also new, you may as well subscribe. My name is Jasmine McDonald. Today's video is going to be all about turnout. So this is a follow along video. Make sure you're adequately hydrated and we're going to get started. So let's place our feet on our yoga block. If you do not have a yoga block, you can of course use any kind of book or stack of books, just something to lift your feet off the floor a little bit higher. So take your butterfly by actively pressing your knees down. Using your deep external rotators, you should feel this deep in your hip and your seat. And then just relax and you can flutter your wings. And then let's do that again, pressing your knees down actively, keeping your back nice and lengthened, belly button to spine. Hands are behind me. And then relax, and we'll do that one more time. Pressing them down actively, finding those deep external rotators. Beautiful, and then take your feet about hip distance apart, and we're just going to turn our knees side to side without lifting our sit bones, just to internally rotate and externally rotate our legs within our hip socket. Good, now let's turn them both in. This one's difficult for me, but I find a lot of people, especially non-dancers, can do this really well where their knees touch, but I definitely can't because I'm used to the opposite, external rotation. And let's do external rotation, just let the knees fall. And then again, turn them in and out. Beautiful. Keeping the block by your side, take one knee in front and one knee behind in a double stag. Take one hand on your knee, one hand on your ankle, and just begin by rolling back and forth. So you're really just warming up the back hip flexor. You can even take your hand on your hip, and we're just mobilizing that hip. If you find this is too difficult to sit, you can of course put that block underneath your seat. That just elevates you a little bit more, and you'll have a little bit more space within your hips to do this. Let's just do a couple more. Good, and then either with hands on the floor or no hands, if you've done this with me before, you're gonna switch sides, windshield wiper, and then do the same thing on the second side. I'm super sore today as well because I did a bar fitness class last night and it was all about glutes, so this should be fun. Good, and keep going. Now, just like I mentioned before, either with your hands on or off the floor, do some windshield wipers from side to side. This is level 1, keeping your hands behind you, keeping your back lengthened, going from side to side. Level 2, of course, would be letting go of the floor and trying to go from one side to the next. Whew, it's a little bit trickier. Let's do 3 more. If you notice that you're shifting forward, totally normal. You kind of inch forward. Good, and let's do 1 more. Beautiful. Coming back to the first side, take your block underneath your back knee. You're going to keep your hand on your knee and your other hand on your ankle, keeping your shoulders nice and square. If you were to extend your legs or your arms in front of you, your fingertips would be in front of your shoulders and your hips would be almost square. If you need to tilt a little bit so you don't compress your lower back, go ahead and do that. We're going to open up that back knee for 8 and lower and 7, keeping the spine straight and lower and 6. And notice I'm leaning a little bit here. And 5, because otherwise if I'm going like this, I'm crunching this side of my body and I'm compressing my lower back. So a little bit of a lean. And we're going to do 3 more. 3 and 2. And last one, hold it. Beautiful. Bring the leg in a little bit, keep the knee on the block. Now you can take your hand on the floor as well as we lift that shin off the floor completely for 8 and lower. 7, try to minimize any kind of movement. Really keep your core engaged here. 6 and lower. 5 and lower. 4, once again, I'm leaning a little bit here. And 3 and 2 and 1. Beautiful. And let's switch sides. So same thing on the second side, keeping your back nice and lengthened. Try not to arch the back here. Keep a lot of space in your lower back. And same thing, we open the knee for 8 and back and 7 and back and 6 and back and 5. So we're working with external rotation here. 4 and back, 3 and back, 2, lengthening the spine, and 1. And now we're going to lift that whole shin off the floor. Let's do 8. Ooh, this side's trickier for me, as you can tell. 7. Good. And 6. Once again, if you were to extend your arms, your shoulders should still be facing the wall. 5. And we have 4, almost there, 3, and 2, and last 1. Beautiful. Get rid of the block for a second and just go side to side. You can either use hands on the floor or hands off the floor. Totally up to you. Beautiful. And then make space behind you. Go to the top of your mat and then roll all the way down onto your back. We're not going to use the block for this one. Planting your feet flat on the floor. Heels are farther away than if you could tickle the back of your heels. Heels are a little bit farther away. As we lift up to a glute bridge, we're going to heel toe our feet together. So our heels are touching. Then we're going to open our knees. So we're in that butterfly. Now, if you notice any compression on your lower back, you're going to lower down a little bit and really think of tucking under, using your glute muscles, using your deep external rotators. And we're going to stay here. Beautiful. Stay here for 5, 4. Keep actively turning out. 3, 2. Now stay here. 1. We're going to lower the hips halfway and lift. And 7 and lift. 6 and lift. 5. So it's about an inch. And 4 and 3. You can take your arms in first position as well. 2 and 1. Beautiful. Bring the knees back in. Keeping the hips a little bit higher now, we're going to lift our heels and actively open our knees to that butterfly position again. And back in. Let's do 7 and 6. You can take that first position with your arms again. 5 and 4. And we do 3 and 2. And last 1. Good. Bring the knees back in and then roll down. Give yourself a hug. You can turn your head side to side. Beautiful. Let's go on to our side for the next one. Stacking your hips, stacking your shoulders, stacking your feet. Bring your knees a little bit forward, but not parallel to the mat with your shins. They're just a little bit forward. We're going to open up our knee for 8 and back. Try to lift that side of the waist. 7, just like you're standing. And we do 6. And let's do 5. And we have 4 and 3 and 2. And last one, hold it. Place the hand on the floor, lift the top knee, extend the leg, and we're gonna flex the foot down. Again, doing that développé option to stretch that bottom leg, turned out, and cross your 5th position or keep it in first. As we do these développés, toe goes along your knee or along your calf to lift to your knee, lifting the knee, and extend, and flex to lower. Again, toe to knee. Lift the knee, keeping the bottom leg turned out as well, extend, flex to lower. 2 more, toe to knee, so we do 4. Lift the knee, keep turning out the bottom leg, extend, and lower. Last 1, toe to knee, lift the knee, extend and hold, and lower. Beautiful. Last thing, take your passe retiré one more time. Now you're gonna take a back attitude. So take that top leg to an attitude derrière. Keep that bottom leg spinning. This is your standing leg, this is your attitude. And we're gonna draw circles with our toes for 8, 7, keep those hips stacked, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Flex through the foot, dig the heel into the floor, and stretch it to an arabesque derrière. And then bring it in. Beautiful. Let's do the same thing on the second side. So we're going to stack our shoulders, stack our hips once again, swing the legs around. And we start with those external rotator or fire, well, they're not really fire hydrants, they're clamshells, but we're not lifting our shoulders off the floor. It's nice and relaxed on the side, but not too relaxed, keeping your alignment just like you were standing. 2 and 3 and 4. We do 5 and 6 and 7 and last one, 8, keeping it here. Lifting the knee once again, extend that bottom leg if you'd like, or you can keep it bent if this is too tricky to balance. Extend, flex to lower. Again, toe to knee. Lift the knee. Extend. Flex to lower. 2 more. Toe to knee, keeping the rotation. Lift the knee. Extend. Flex to lower. Last one. Toe to knee. Lift the knee and extend and hold it. And lower. Take that toe to the knee once again. Find that attitude derriere, spinning the top of the leg. And we do those circles for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex through the foot. Extend the leg to an arabesque derriere. Lengthen and relax. Beautiful. Last one today is going to be on our front. Take your hands behind your head. Take your knees together and open up your feet away from your knees. On the next inhale, lengthen the spine. On the next exhale, lift the knees off the floor, keeping it turned in. Now open the knees, keeping the thighs off of the floor. Lift the head and the neck. We're going to do little circles for 8. Try not to touch the thighs to the floor. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And turn it in. Now my left thigh is touching the floor because it has a lot less turnout in that leg. So I'm going to really try to actively turn it out more so it doesn't touch the floor. Inhale, lift. Exhale, we touch our toes together in attitude derriere. We do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And turn it in. Beautiful. And relax. Take your hands underneath you. Sit your hips back and go into a child's pose. I hope these exercises helped you guys, especially for your turnout when your leg goes to the back or it stays to the side, and even your supporting leg. Really work on rotating both legs. A lot of the time people tend to just rotate their working legs, such as in passe or retire. They kind of push their foot onto their leg and open up the knee, but this exercise is a perfect example of not to do that, because I could easily go like this, but then you see I'll roll onto my back and I won't stay balanced. So I challenge you guys to do these exercises twice a week. Comment down below what you want to see next, and have a great rest of your day. Happy dancing.